Well, hello again. I'm back with another installment today of Bad Girls of the Bible. And today, in this video, we're going to talk about two women and a man. Well, a couple women, but two in particular. And the man between them. And those two women today, for today's installment, are going to be Leah and Rachel. All right, so if you have your Bibles, we're going to get right into it. I'm going to bounce around a little bit within the text because there's some things I need to highlight to help bring things together. I am going to read quite a bit, but I'm trying to condense it as much as I can because seemingly there's like a 35-minute allowance for videos before the sound goes out. So I'm really gonna just try to condense it down quite a bit to get the gist of the text and really to see if these women are bad girls or not. All right. So please, if you have your Bible, let's get right into it. Turn with me to Genesis chapter 29. All right. Again, this installment, Bad Girls of the Bible, we're going to look at two sisters and a man between them. The two sisters are Leah and Rachel. All right, so, and the man, I didn't mention him, right? Maybe if you know who he is, put him in the comments. Who's the man between these two ladies? They are sisters, all right? And I will say also, I meant to say that too, so I'm going to say it now. I got a subtopic today, family matters. Okay, so we're going to talk about these two women because they are sisters. So this is a first, right? These are actual relatives. They're related, and they fighting over a man, y'all. Over one man. All right, but we're gonna go ahead and unpack this, and see if they're really bad girls or not. All right. So Genesis chapter 29. Again, I'm gonna read quite a bit in this video, so follow along with me. I'll tell you where I'm at, all right? So here it is in Genesis chapter 29. The man Jacob. I got to start with him. Give you some history really quick. Jacob is the son of Isaac, one of the twin sons. He's a twin, and he is, of course, the younger of the twins, Jacob and Esau. Esau is the firstborn, and then Jacob. And Jacob, his name means supplanter or heel grabber. And if you read in Genesis 24, I believe it is, in 25, generally you'll see at their birth, right? First and foremost, their mother, Rebecca, is during the pregnancy, she's wondering, hey, Jacob and Esau just going at it in her belly. And she's asking the Lord, hey, Lord, what's going on? Why is, if this is so meant to be, then why is it so tumultuous? Why are they just going on inside of her? Why is there such struggle that she feels inside of her? And God lets Rebecca know there are two nations that you are pregnant with, Rebecca. And the elder, which is Esau of the twins, he's going to be born first, is going to serve the younger, Jacob. And so even when they're born, right, we have Isaac, their father, who is a man of, he likes to hunt. He loves venison. And Esau, his son, is just like him, right? Esau is a man of the field. He likes to hunt. He loves venison, and he knows how it is. I guess maybe dad has taught him how to prepare it. And so, they've got that thing. Isaac and Esau got this thing about venison and hunting going on. And Jacob is the younger of the two. And by virtue of his name being supplanter, because at their birth, Esau is born first. But even at their birth, it says that Jacob basically grabs onto Esau's heel as if to try to pull him back into the womb so that Jacob can be birthed first, right? So that's what Jacob means. It means supplanter, trickster, right? And you'll see as we go along, as his name is, so is he. Okay. But so now Jacob, right, the younger of the twins, it says he's a plain man and he dwells in tents, right? So he's kind of this soft edge generally, right? You have the older, usually more boisterous, more social, and then the baby, the younger, is kind of just, kind of reserved and the like. But he is his mama's favorite, Jacob is his mama's favorite because Genesis 25 and 28 says, Isaac loved Esau, and talks about again because, of course, he loved to hunt, he loved venison. But the B clause of Genesis 25 and 28 says, but Rebekah loved Jacob. All right. So right there we have favoritism, right? And I bring this point up because we're going to see it again later on with Jacob and his children. All right. But just wanted to give some backstory. So Jacob, being the supplanter and trickster that he is, he ends up, Esau is out hunting one day. His twin brother is out hunting one day. Seemingly Esau didn't pack enough snacks to help keep him full while he's out there hunting. And Jacob tricks Esau, gets Esau to sell him his birthright. Now, the birthright basically is given to the firstborn son, where he gets basically the title of the family name and a double portion of, inheritance. So Jacob kind of swindles him out of it. Oh, Esau's like, man, I'm about to die out here. Give me something to eat. Jacob like, nah, some of your birthright though. Nah, run me that birthright. So here he is again. He's trying to supplant his brother. He wants seemingly to be the firstborn, right? But he's not. And so Esau is like, look, he about to die. What good? And this is what Esau says. I'm paraphrasing. What good is his birthright going to do if he dies? So he says, all right, Jacob, you have the birthright. Fine. All right. So now that is bad for business for Esau. But nonetheless, it's a binding contract now. All right. So now Jacob is now going to have the birthright. Okay. There's also a blessing then that's going to come that the father, right, that Isaac is going to give and generally would give. The father will generally give to their children. And we see that throughout the Bible, right? Eventually, as the father is preparing to die, right, he blesses his sons, he blesses his children, right? And tells them basically, it blesses them of their future and what they're going to be and speaks blessing over them and the like. So one day, Isaac is now blind. He want his boy to go ahead and make him some savory meat because he like, boy, his time is ticking away. He don't know when he about to go, but he think he gonna give up the ghost. He might be giving up the ghost soon. Anyway, he says, Esau, go ahead and go out there, get me a deer, dress it, make me the savory meat like I like. Esau goes out to do that. In the interim, Rebekah hears, because remember, according to Genesis 25 and 28, Rebekah loves Jacob. Isaac loves Esau. Rebekah loves Jacob. Parents, stop playing favorite with your kids. And I mean, really, we all know parents have favorites, but try not to make it as visible, please. Like they do in here, like they don't have no old bond. Making it known which is their favorite, which, each parent is making it known which is their favorite. So nonetheless, Rebekah overhears Isaac asking Esau to do that because he says, Esau, you go ahead and do that, and when you come back, I'm going to bless you. Rebekah like, no, you ain't. Come here, Jacob. Go out there and get a goat. Go get some goats. Go get a kid. And I'm going to go ahead and dress it. And he said, because your father, he's going to give the blessing, but I'm going to go ahead and make sure that you get it. Right? So mother is trifling. Mother is plotting. Mother is deceiving her husband because Jacob is her favorite and she wants him to have the blessing. Right? And it's wrong. Okay? And so then here we go. Jacob is like, but wait a minute. Hey, you're going to bring a curse upon me, mama, doing that. Dad is going to know I'm not Esau if I do that. She's like, boy, please. She puts the kid goat, the goat skin on Jacob to make the father think that it's Esau because Esau has been hairy since his birth, right? He's known to be hairy. He was red and hairy. And so Isaac again is blind. So Rebekah makes the goat. It ain't venison that he asked for, but she's like, I'm going to season it so good he ain't going to know. And he takes it in to his father, and the father blesses him. But Isaac is like, wait a minute, the voice is Jacob, but he says, come, let me feel you, son. He feeling on his hand, feeling it's like, but hairy like Esau. He said, but the voice is Jacob. But nonetheless, he blesses Jacob with the blessing that should belong to Esau. So Isaac is deceived. Isaac has a reservation, but I done felt the arms. It feels like Esau, but it's the voice of Jacob. So I'm going to just go ahead and bless him. I'm not going to prolong this. I'm not going to halt in my reservation. I'm going to go ahead and just do it. And so he blesses Jacob with basically the blessing that should be Esau's. And Esau comes back after Isaac has eaten the goat that's not venison. that Rebecca has made in place of the venison that Esau is to bring back and have prepared and give to his father. And this is when Isaac now is like, I knew it. He's like, I knew it. I knew the Negro wasn't the one. I knew that wasn't Esau, but I should have followed my right mind. I knew it wasn't him. But nonetheless, Esau is angry to the point that he wants to kill Jacob, because he's like, first and foremost, he done swindled me out my birthright. And now he done swindled me out the blessing, right, of my father that rightly belongs to me. And so Esau wants, now he's out for blood. So Rebecca says, listen, Jacob, go to my brother Laban. Go to him, right? Go to his house, right? And then stay there until your brother has calmed down. Okay. And so that's what happens. But here's the kicker. God had already told Rebecca when she had asked him why were the twins struggling so much in her womb. God had already told Rebecca that the elder Esau would serve the younger. Okay. Here it is, right? God didn't need any help to bring his word to pass. But mankind, humankind, as is always a custom, think God always need help, right? Furthermore, the kicker, something I noticed. Didn't this kind of almost along the same line, something like this happen with his grandparents, with Jacob's and Esau's grandmother and father? Who were their grandparents? Abraham and Sarah. God tells Abraham, hey, Sarah's barren. Hey, Abraham, you look up at the stars. Your lineage, there's going to be like the stars. You can't even number them. And look down at the sand. It's going to be just like this. Your lineage is going to be so plentiful. And Abraham is like, well, how's that going to happen? Sarah's barren. We don't have no kid. He's like, listen, I'm going to give you a son from your wife, Sarah. Eventually, Sarah gets tired of waiting and like, look, go ahead and Abraham, maybe God really thinks you should give me a son give me a child by way of my handmaid Hagar. Won't you go ahead on and go ahead on into her, marry her, wife her, and then, maybe we get a baby that way. And Ishmael is born. Abraham kind of wastes no time. You sure that's what you want me to do? you sure that's what it is, wife? Because I just want to make you happy. You know what I'm saying? No. God didn't need your help. And so here we see it again. And really, quite honestly, when we look at the state of affairs today with Israel and Iran and the like, it's really Isaac and Ishmael to this day. Okay? It really is. It really is Isaac and Ishmael to this day. And again, it goes to the point, to drive home the point. Your sin, the consequences of your sin may not just end with you. The consequences of sin may be far reaching, right? And you're talking about thousands of generations later. Still Isaac and Ishmael in conflict to this day. Okay? So, right, now back to Jacob. So Jacob flees because Esau is hot, want to kill him. So Rebecca told him, hey Jacob, go to my brother Laban. Go to there, right? And so Laban, right? So Jacob has deceived. He has been supplanting, doing what his name is, so is he. Here we have it. So now he arrives at his uncle Laban's house. So here I am. I'm going to read. Here we are in Genesis 29. I'm going to read. Again, it's quite lengthy, but I want you to get the gist of it. So, verse 1, Jacob went on his journey, came to the land of the people of the east, and he looked and beheld a well in the field, and lo, there were flocks of sheep lying by it, and the like. Right? He asked the men there, verse 3, hey, verse 4 rather, where are you? And they said, he said, where you come from? And they said, of Haran are we? And he says, well, hey, Jacob asked them in verse 5, do you know Laban, the son of Nahor? Right? And they said, we know him. And he said, then, is he well? Is all well with him? And the people say, well, here come his daughter Rachel with the sheep. So Rachel keeps the sheep for her father. All right. And it says, generally, I'm skipping around, says that while he yet spake to them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, verse 9, for she kept them. And it came to pass when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother. So Rachel, on the technicality, is his first cousin. All right. When Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. So this is his uncle, Laban. All right. And Rachel technically his cousin. Okay. And Jacob kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and wept. So he is kind of like love at first sight. He sees her and like, oh my gosh, who is that? Okay. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother, or in this tense, in this case, the concordance says brother here, meaning like kinsman or ancestor, relation, right, of the lineage, not literally his brother. Okay. And that he was Rebekah's son. Of course, Rebekah is Laban's sister. And she ran and told her father. Rachel ran and told her father. Came to pass, Laban heard of Jacob's coming, his sister's son. Verse 13, that he ran to meet him, embraced him and kissed him and brought him into the house and told Laban. And Jacob told Laban all these things, right? Hey, I'm on the run. My brother trying to kill me because of this, some little foul stuff to him. I deceived him twice. I've been the shyster. Okay? That's important. I want you to bear this in mind, right? And he told Laban all of these things. Hold that point. Bear that in mind. And Laban said to him, surely thou art my bone and my flesh. And he abode with him the space of a month, right? So now verse 15. This is where the plot thickens. Okay, here we go. And Laban said unto Jacob, because you're my brother or my kinsman, shouldst thou therefore serve me for nothing, right? So you gonna work for me for free? Nah, tell me what I need to pay you. Okay. And Laban had, here we go. And Laban had two daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Here's the caveat, right? Here's a kicker. Point 1. Leah was tender-eyed. And the word tender there means weak. Some I've heard it preach, she was cockeyed. She was, but the concordance says, right, weak, that tender meaning weak, right? But Rachel rather was beautiful and well favored, right? And I chuckle because I'm like, well, Lord, you got such a sense of humor, because it's the same thing kind of said about Sarah, right? Jacob's grandmother. Sarah was a baddie. She was old, but still a baddie. She was still that girl, even though she was old. She was still that girl. Rebecca is also said that she was fair to look upon. She was beautiful. And I love how God throws that in there, the descriptive of these women, right? That they were beautiful to look upon. So with Leah, right, we get a little bit of a different spin. It says her eyes were like, Leah was tender-eyed or weak, right? Some people may have said kind of like she had lazy eyes or whatever. Or I've even read that she had kind eyes, right? But basically, in other words, no one was beating down the door for her. Wasn't nobody checking for her, okay? Because to really say about Rachel how beautiful she is really lets you know there's a contrast between the two, all right? And Jacob, verse 18, and Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, your younger daughter. This is what he says to Laban. I'll serve you 7 years for her. Listen, ladies, when a man wants you, honey, he will do what he need to do to get you. He will do what he needs to do to keep you. Believe that. This man is willing to work 7 years for this woman because he loves her. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Okay? And Laban said, all right, it's better that I give her to you, Jacob, than I should give her to another man. So you stay with me. Now remember, he done told Laban why he came. He done told what went on at home, why he's there. Okay, here we go. So, and Jacob served 7 years for Rachel. And they seemed unto him but a few days because he's so in love with Rachel. My God, today. Come on here. And Jacob, verse 21, said unto Laban, give me my wife. I done served you these 7 years now. Give me my wife. My days are fulfilled that I can go and lay with her. I've been waiting for so long. Huh? It's time for me to know my wife. I have served you. I have kept my end of the bargain. I've kept my end of the deal. Give me my wife. Right? And so verse 22, and Laban gathered together the men of the place and made a feast. They about to turn up. They about to play their day of Before I Let Go by Frankie Beverly and Mays. They about to play, strike up the band and play whatever it is. That's the hit. That's the joint back then. Right? And they're drinking and they're having a great time. Right? Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast. And it came to pass in the evening that Laban, look at what happened. Oh, here's the plot. Here's the plot thickens. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah. Laban took Leah, his daughter, and brought her to Jacob, unbeknownst to Jacob. And Jacob went in unto her. All right, let's keep reading. And Laban gave unto his daughter Leah, Zilpah, his maid, for a handmaid, all right, to help serve her. Verse 25, here it is. And it came to pass in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And he said to Laban, Jacob said to Laban, what is this thou hast done unto me? Did I not serve thee for Rachel? Why? Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me? What? Wait a minute. Not the supplanter who done got played and he mad. Not the guy who duped his brother, his twin brother, out of not only his birthright, but the blessing that rightly belonged to the firstborn, to his brother. Wait a minute, he salty? Wait a minute now. He done got. He done got. Told him all his trauma. Wow. And he done got. And now he's salty about it. Oh no, sir. What the Bible say? You whatsoever a man soweth, that also shall he reap. Enjoy this trickery, Jacob. Enjoy the consequences. Enjoy reaping what you sowed. Right? People think people get by. Oh, you did this dirt. Oh, you asked God to forgive you. That's nice, but the Bible is clear. You can be forgiven, but you still gonna reap what you sowed. And I like how Dr. Charles Stanley says it. He says you'll reap more than you sowed, later than you sowed it, and greater than you sowed it. Right? So here now, Jacob has slept with, right? He went in unto her, meaning he has consummated the marriage. He has slept with Leah. So guess what? She's no longer a virgin. She is now your wife, and you stuck with her. O to the O. Now, I mean, it's one thing to talk about you got swindled out of your money, but now you done got a whole wife you wasn't even checking for. You got a whole wife that's tender-eyed, cockeyed, weak-eyed. You wasn't even looking at old girl. Uh-oh. So let's keep going. Let's keep reading. Right? Well, first let me pause here. Right? Generally, as I read, how is it? Because I wondered, how is it that you didn't know, Jacob, that it wasn't Rachel? Well, remember, right? He has not been with her, right? He's seen her. He's spoken to her. And a lot of the commentaries were saying that perhaps, right? Well, first and foremost, in that day with a wedding feast, that the wives, the women wore thick veils, so the men could not see her face. Right. And then they did not believe in having sex in the light. So again, it was in the evening. And don't forget, right, they've had a feast. So Laban made sure Jacob just had to take one more sip. One more sip, Jacob. You feeling good? You toasty? You feeling good? And go on in there. Go ahead in there, son-in-law. Except there was a switcheroo that went on. Unbeknownst to Jacob, of course. So it was in the dark. They're generally saying that generally in the dark, that consummation, right? They didn't have sex in light. There was no candles lit like you see in these Hallmark movies, darling. No, it was in the dark. So hence why, and Jacob is inebriated, likely he gets duped. You reap what you sow. All right, so let's keep going. Laban said verse 26, here's Laban's reasoning. This is Laban's justification. Now, he could have said this to Jacob beforehand. He could have told him this. Look, I know you want Rachel, but in our country, it's just not the custom for the younger to get married before the elder. So would you mind also taking Leah? I mean, I think it's real bad. Like, you didn't even bother to ask like any of the herdsmen. Nobody was checking for Leah. Nobody. This how desperate you is, Daddy, to get your firstborn daughter married? You know, do you really favor your firstborn daughter over your younger daughter? What's going on here? And remember, Laban is his mother's brother. So I want to pause here and say, watch people bloodline. Look at the bloodline, right? You got whole lion spirit, deceiving spirit. The mother, Shiesty, dressed up the younger son to deceive her husband so that the younger son would get the eldest son blessing. Right? And then she tell him when it's hot, go over to her brother's house and hear her brother do the same thing. Deceit. Right? Look at that. Just all kind of deception going on. Right? So a lot of times when people are really struggling with some things, is something that I have noticed. You better check that bloodline. Because a lot of times demons that people are really contending with didn't originate with them. You better look back. What was grandpa? Grandpa was a liar. Your father was a liar. Your mama was a liar. Your auntie a liar. Your cousin them liars. Right? It's not solely just the environment, but it's the spirit, a demonic spirit, a foul spirit, a lying spirit. All right? And the Bible said that no liar is going to tarry in God's eyesight. God hates lying. Right? In Proverbs, it says, there are a couple of things that the Lord hates. These 6 things that the Lord hates, yea, 7 are abomination unto him. Right? And lying lips is one of them. Proud spirit, haughty look, right? Right? And he who sows discord among brethren. Come on here. Oh, it looks like some discord is being sown here. Right? Okay, well, let's see. Let's keep going. The plot is still thickening. Okay? So Laban says, listen, verse 26, it must not be so in our country, right? In our culture, right? In our place, to give the younger before the firstborn. Fulfill Leah's week, all right? That was the custom. They have a week of wedding celebration. Fulfill her week, which is more than a week. It's more like a month or even maybe a year. Okay. And we will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve me. Yet another 7 years. You want Rachel that bad? You gonna serve me another 7 years then, sucker? How about them apples? Jacob ain't see this one coming. He didn't see that coming. But he got. He getting got again. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't you do something like this to your brother Esau, your twin brother? Oh, look at that. So, verse 28, and Jacob did so and fulfilled her week. And he gave him Rachel, his daughter, to wife also. What kind of daddy is this? What kind of father is this? What kind of nonsense you got going on? Okay. And then also Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah, his handmaid, to be her maid, all right, to be her servant, to help serve her. And verse 30, it says, and he went in also unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served him yet 7 other years. When I tell you again, when a man loves you, he will go above and beyond for you. Stop settling for these suckers out here that's just running game on you. When a man wants you, you're not going to have to tell him all of what to do. He's going to hear you, he's going to listen, and he's going to do it because he loves you. Remember that. Let this story speak that to you. Okay. So let's go on. Now he got 2 wives. He didn't bank on that. He wanted the one, right? Now he got 2 of them. One he don't love. He wasn't checking for in the first, named Leah. And the other one he loves, Rachel. Okay. And we're going to see how this plays out. Okay. Now, verse 31, continuing on in chapter 29, 29, I'm sorry, Genesis 29. And so verse 31 says, and when the Lord saw that Leah was hated, Jacob don't want her. He doesn't want her. He wasn't checking for her. He didn't ask for her. But when the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. And Leah conceived and bare a son. And she called his name Reuben. So this is Jacob's first son. Listen to what Leah says here. Surely the Lord hath looked upon my affliction. Now, therefore, my husband will love me. You think a baby gonna make that man love you? It's not. We got a whole lot of Leahs out here making babies, having babies with men. He don't love you, honey. He don't love you. You just convenient. He don't love you. Right? The Lord restrained Rachel's womb because he sees that Leah is hated. Jacob, he'll go into her, and that's something. Well, I mean, she is my wife. Let me go over here then and do what my husbandly duty. Let me go over here with my wife and know my wife. I already want her, but she is my wife. Let me go on over here. You know what I'm saying? Trifling. Anywho, so she has Reuben. And verse 33 says, she conceived again and bare a son. And she said, because the Lord hath heard that I was hated, he hath therefore given me this son also. And she called his name Simeon. Simeon means hearing. And then Leah conceived again. Boy, Jacob don't mind being over there. And she bare a son. And said, now this time will my husband be joined to me. My God, because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore, his name shall be called Levi. Well, that is joined. That's what Levi means. And she conceived again. Huh? Jacob over there. He ain't want her, but he over there. And she conceived again and bare a son. And she said, now will I praise the Lord. Therefore she called his name Judah. And Judah means praise. Right? But at this point now, God said, all right, I'm going to go ahead and close your womb up, Leah, for now. Okay? But this is significant. This son is significant. Why? Because Judah is going to be the line through which David comes, and as a result, then also Jesus Christ. This is significant. So God is giving the lineage, the son whom Jesus Christ is going to come down through, the lineage, right? There to the hated wife, to the wife who was not loved. I mean, I'm like, God, that's kind of like unfair. Like, Jacob didn't ask for her. You know what I'm saying? But seemingly he sure didn't mind. Engaging in some husbandly duty with her by way of knowing her or sleeping with her. Right? So that's chapter 29. I'm actually going to go ahead and pause the video and do a part 2 because I want to finish this up, right, to see what furthermore happens. All right. So part 1, part 2 loading. See you soon.